Welcome to the TLT Movement Podcast, a podcast for tomorrow's leaders today. I'm sitting here with Steven Lawerence, a shining example of what TLT can do for a young man. Now, I've known this kid since about 2017, and I've seen some major growth over the years. Steven, quick question. Let's just jump right into it, all right?
Sounds good.
No icebreakers.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for the kind words. That was nice.
You're welcome.
I would hope I would develop over 5 years. If I was still in the same place. Yikes.
I know some people. Anyway.
Anything challenging is going to be hard. And so what? Hard could be the new fun.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Who's going to carry the totes? Endeavor to persevere.
If you want to be a good leader, you have to understand human nature.
I never look back. It distracts from the now.
In your own words, briefly, from when you came to TLT for the first time to where you are now, what's some big differences that you've noticed in yourself?
Well, I'd say, for one, a difference in me is that I used to be a very bitter, angry person that would just, basically hold a grudge against the world. You know, there's a lot of that, victim mentality that a lot of people have. And something that TLT has done for me is taught me to reflect on myself and realize that I'm in control of my life and that I really do have control over myself instead of thinking that everybody else in my surroundings have control over me. And that's a big thing that I've learned, and it's been able to shift, even just drastically things that happen in my life with that new mindset.
That was incredible. It sounds like to me that TLT has kind of taught you a little bit more about emotional intelligence, just overall, and you have a way better understanding, and you're in control of your emotions, and nobody can make you feel any sort of way unless you let them.
Big time. I mean, TLT, they do a lot of exercises where you're able to really reflect on emotional or traumatic moments in your life, and then after that reflection, you're able to realize what it really meant to you. And then that starts the healing process when you start to realize those things. And I just think that that's been huge with reflecting on certain moments in my life where I go back and now I have a completely different mindset about it now just because I was able to go through those exercises and be honest and transparent, honest, open, transparent.
Yes.
What's up,
hot.
Victor?
Victor, shout out. Okay. No, I've just a couple weeks ago, you were doing a talk in front of 120 kids at this middle school. Pretty phenomenal. You're only 19 years old, and you're stepping up. It's quite amazing to see. And so we're just going to show a quick clip of this opening game that you did that I thought was really good.
That was a lot of fun.
Yo, guys, listen up. I need 2 strong people to come up front, and we're gonna have a push-up competition. Whoever gets the most push-ups gets $5. Yep. Got one person.
Woo!
Come on, don't be shy, bro. Come on. Yeah! All right, ready? Cue my music up. Okay, so I'm gonna have one of you come right here. All right, and so how I'm gonna do it, it's pretty much when I say down, you go down. When I say up, so you guys are going at the same pace. Whoever wins, first of all, you guys are both bold for coming up here, so you guys won already. But all right, you guys ready? All right, let's go. Hey guys, let's cheer them on, okay? Let's go. Ready? Down. Up. Down. Up. Come on. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Hold on. Down. Up. Yeah, down. Up.
Come on, you guys!
Yeah!
Wow, yeah, that was fun. You got that whole room amped up. That was awesome.
And I was supposed to give the kid $5, but I looked at my wallet and I only had 20s. And so I couldn't stiff him like that. I just had to give him the 20, bro.
Oh,
But
that's a good deal.
But it was, you know.
Hopefully,
I'm sure
hopefully
I blessed
Elevate
his
Life
day.
paid you back for that, right?
Oh, no. I wish. No,
That's
it
hilarious.
was cool. It was fun to do. You know, I didn't have any problem with it. You know, out of sight, out of mind. Just gave it up.
Hey, that's great, man. It sounds like TLT's kind of helped you be a little more generous, too.
Live generously.
Hey, we got shirts last year.
Yo,
that said
I'm
that?
plugging everything right now.
Well, that's awesome. Well, hey, so I want to show more from this talk that you did because I think it's just amazing how I'm starting to see these TLTs step up and do school assemblies. Like, this is so cool, and I want to show it. In this next clip, you talk about dreams, and what was your inspiration for this talk?
Well, really what my inspiration is that, you know, during this year's TLT conference, we had a speaker named Paul Martinelli, and he came in and he just spoke about his testimony and where he started from, and it was just so powerful. Like, when you really get to see the boundaries that you put on yourself and the limits that you put on your mind based off of how you think about things and how that can, you know, affect every decision that you make from there on out in the rest of your life. And if you're not aware of those things that are putting boundaries on your mind and boxing you in and making you think certain ways, then you're going to stay the same forever. But once you become aware, you can really start to make the change.
Wow, that's awesome. All right, let's cut to the clip.
Story. This guy that spoke at the conference this year, Paul Martinelli, he grew up in Pittsburgh, right? Pennsylvania. He grew up poor, Catholic, abusive mother, no father, and he was scared to speak in his own home because whenever he spoke, he was hoping that his mom wouldn't hit him. And a lot of times when she was angry or whatever, she would beat him. And so when he went to school, he developed a stutter. So people would be like, stupid, dummy. And every Friday, he said that he got called on the PA system to go to the special ed room. And so Paul Martinelli to the special ed room. And so he developed this speech impediment, and back in the day, that was considered special ed. And so with that, he thought that he was stupid, and he started to believe that he was stupid. The reality is he wasn't stupid at all. He just couldn't get his words out. Everything up here was working fine. But he believed that he was stupid because of what people were telling him and because of the environment that he was in. He went on to get kicked out of high school at 15 years old because by the time he was 15, he had already failed the most classes that he could, that even if he were to pass from there on out, he wouldn't be able to graduate high school on time. So they kicked him out at 15. And then he got into roofing, construction, which if most of you don't know, usually when school doesn't work out for you, most men go to manual labor, stuff like that. So he goes to roofing. And this other guy, he becomes a burnout. This other guy that he's talking to is same as him, just bag of rocks, right? And so anytime he had an idea, he told this guy, he would shoot it down, like didn't really mean nothing, because he's on the same low-level thinking as him. One day he met a guy when he started a maintenance business that was willing to mentor him. He said, if you could make $1 million, would you make it? Would you quit everything? Would you learn from me? Would you take that opportunity? He said, yes. So he said, I'm going to give you everything that you need, that by 5 years from now, if you're not a millionaire, it's going to be your own fault. So he goes, okay. 3 years later, he was making $250,000. 5 years later, he was making multi-millions. There's a kid that got kicked out of high school by 15 because he was too dumb. Too dumb, right? And now he's told us that he's made $1 million in a day once. Now, I'm not here to tell you that wealth determines everything for you. That's not my purpose of this at all. But it's what you believe in your mind.
Right.
Because what really happened to Paul Martinelli? What really happened to him? He grew up in a single family house. His mom was abusive. He grew up Catholic, poor, went to this school. But was he really stupid, or did he just tell himself that and believe it and start to live it as his lifestyle?
Right.
What do you guys think? And so that's why right now we're learning about the power of our thoughts and what we're doing at TLT. And this even occurs to not only words that you speak to other people or thoughts that you think about other people, but thoughts that you think about yourself.
Yep.
Because I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but there have been times in my life where I speak negatively about myself. And it's your subconscious, right? Do you guys know what your subconscious is? Your subconscious mind? It's a part of your mind that works and makes decisions for you without you even thinking. It's just part of who you are. And so with that, your subconscious is shaped by the things that you've gone through and what you've told yourself when you've gone through those things. So a lot of times your subconscious is making decisions for you, and you're speaking, you have a negative mindset in your subconscious, and that ultimately leads to everything that keeps going wrong because of how you're viewing it, your mindset towards it. And so the power of your thoughts is way more impactful than you think. Everything that you think about yourself, everything that you tell yourself, even everything that you tell to other people. If somebody asks you da-da-da, and then you're like, I can't, I'm not smart enough, I'm not this, I'm not that. Those are things that you're telling yourself instead of looking at it and being like, how can I do this? How can I achieve this? I can do that. And having a pessimistic attitude is going to get you nowhere in life.
What does that mean?
Pessimism, if you guys don't know what pessimism is, that's to constantly be thinking about things negatively. I don't know if you guys have heard the analogy of glass half full, glass half empty. You guys know that?
Yeah.
So some people will see a glass of water that's half full, and a pessimistic person would look at it and be like, it's half empty. But an optimistic person would look at it and be like, it's half full. So, power of your thoughts is very important. Guys, choose to speak life over yourself and not death. Because your subconscious cannot tell the difference between the positive and the negative thoughts that come out. It takes everything that you say as true.
Right.
So do not underestimate the power of your mind. And don't underestimate or think that it's not a big deal to say these things about yourself, or what you're thinking is not a big deal. It's a very big deal because it shapes who you are. And it eventually shapes your lifestyle. It eventually shapes who you are for the rest of your life. And then when you look back at your life and see this went wrong, that went wrong, or this went right, that went right, that was all due to your mindset and what you thought about yourself. I want everybody to just take time for a second and like really reflect on your own self and think and be real with yourself on what you believe about yourself, okay? I want everybody to close your eyes real quick and participate, please. Everybody close your eyes, nobody's looking at you. If you right now in your life feel like you're not worth much, you can't accomplish big things, you have a negative mindset, a negative perception about yourself, things that you're telling yourself that are bringing you down, if you truly believe that about yourself, I want you to be real and reflect upon that, and I want you to raise your hand. All right, thank you. Everybody keep your eyes closed still. Now, if you believe that you can do big things and great things and accomplish amazing things in your life, and you truly believe that about yourself, I want you to raise your hand as well. All right, thank you.
Yeah. Well, as you could see in that clip, you know, a lot of these mindsets that we have and these parameters that we have on ourselves, they tend to keep us average and mediocre. And that's something that I've come to really, really despise through going to this convention, is being mediocre, mediocrity, bottom feeder living. And that, like, when you realize the potential that each and every human have, you know, my dad says that, like, people wonder what's the eighth wonder of the world. Like, there's that phrase, because there's the 7 wonders of the world. And he's like, we walk by them every day. We don't understand how capable and how amazing we are as human beings. And once we get rid of that mediocre mindset, the sky is the limit. Seriously.
Wow, that is some powerful stuff. Well, it really sounds like TLTCON 2022 was a powerful motivator and life changer for you, just the way that you think. That's so awesome. If you guys at home are interested to attend TLTCON 2023, go to TLTMOVEMENT.com and sign up today. The earlier that you enroll, the cheaper it will be. It's an excellent experience. I
learned that the hard way.
Yes.
Waited last minute. Had to pay full price.
Oh, yes. Don't do that. Don't do that. And you know what? Even better, Dr. Andrea and Elevate Life, they want to bring this info to people all year, not just 1 week in the summer. And we're doing Elevate Life Nights. The next one is right here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, September 22nd. It's called Relationships Matter. And it's talking about how we show up in relationships. We're trying to branch out a little bit because this info isn't just for teenagers. It's for everybody, all walks of life. And so we want to do this with adults, parents, whole families. And that's our goal. We're going to try to be putting on monthly events. So you can go to TLTMOVEMENT.com to check that out too. And Steven, it's been a pleasure to have you on. It was great to watch you talk in front of all those kids. It's so cool, man. Thank you so much for being on the show. And
thank you for having me.
Hopefully I'll see you next year.
Of course. I'll be there.
Sweet.